Torrance Ivy Hatch Jr., better known by his stage name Boosie BadAzz or simply Boosie, formerly Lil Boosie, is an American rapper. Hatch began rapping in the 1990s as a member of the Southern hip-hop collective Concentration Camp, eventually pursuing a solo career in 2000 with the release of his debut album Youngest of DeCamp. After leaving the label the following year, he signed with Pimp C's Trill Entertainment to release his second studio album for My Thugz 2002. One of the most prominent figures of Southern hip-hop, Hatch has gone on to release 13 solo studio albums, as well as 7 collaborative albums and 44 mixtapes. In 2009, Hatch was sentenced to 4 years in prison on drug and gun charges. In 2010, he was indicted on first-degree murder and was also sentenced to 10 years on multiple charges of drug possession with intent of distribution. In 2012, he was found not guilty of murder. After serving 5 years in prison for drug charges, Hatch was released early on March 5, 2014. Boosie BadAzz has an estimated net worth of $5 million. Boosie BadAzz early life. Boosie was born Torrance Hatch on November 14, 1982, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and grew up on West Garfield Street. His mother, Connie Hatch, was a school principal whose father was a pastor. His father, Torrance Hatch Sr., died in 1997. Boosie was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes as a child. Boosie BadAzz personal life. Boosie has 8 children with 6 women. He has said that he did not believe marriage was a good choice for him because he didn't want to lose half of his fortune to his spouse in the event that he committed adultery, and has praised women who stay in a relationship with an unfaithful partner, saying he respects those women. In 2010, one of his ex-girlfriends, Juanita Anita DeQueer, was arrested on charges related to drug distribution for attempting to smuggle illicit substances to Boosie, who, at the time, was incarcerated. Shortly after BadAzz was released, Boosie revealed that he had type 1 diabetes, having been diagnosed in childhood. In April 2020, he took to Instagram to ask the public for help in locating insulin glargine, also known as Lantus, asking followers in the Jacksonville area to call him. On November 25, 2015, at the age of 33, Boosie revealed he had been diagnosed with kidney cancer. He had successful surgery to remove the cancer. On November 14, 2020, which happened to be his 38th birthday, Boosie was shot in the leg after attending a candlelight vigil for rapper Mo3 in Dallas, Texas. Shortly after, it was reported that he may have to get his leg amputated. On November 22, Boosie stated he was at home healing with no amputations. On March 9, 2013, it was announced that Boosie had earned his GED certificate while incarcerated. Boosie BadAzz professional career. Lil Boosie's cousin Young D introduced Boosie to Baton Rouge rapper C-Lock in the late 1990s. He was mentored by Young Bleed and C-Lock as well as MD, and joined Concentration Camp, a rap group from Baton Rouge formed by C-Lock in the mid-90s, as the youngest member in 1998. He eventually debuted on C-Lock's 5th album, It's a Gamble, in 2000 under his old alias Boosie, and Concentration Camp 3rd studio album Camp 3, Thug Brothers, in 2000. At 17 years of age, he recorded his debut album, the aptly titled Youngest of DeCamp, Camp Life Entertainment, 2000. In 2001 he joined Trill Entertainment, backed by its CEO the late Pimp C of UGK. Soon after, Trill independently released the album for My Thugz under his new alias Lil Boosie in 2002. Later in the summer of 2003, Boosie collaborated with Webbie on the album Ghetto Stories, presented by Pimp C. In 2004, the duo worked together again on Trill as Mixtape Volume 1, which also featured an appearance of Torrance BadAzz. In the same year, he released Trill as Mixes 2, which introduced Fat, later known as Lil Fat. He paired up again with Webbie to release their second compilation album, Gangsta Music. He caught the eye of some Universal Music Group representatives. In late January 2005, Boosie signed a deal with Warner Brothers Records. In early 2006, Trill released BadAzz Mixtape Volume 1 as a follow-up to BadAzz Advance. In 2006, Boosie's major label debut album BadAzz was released. It contained the single Zoom featuring Young Jock. A BadAzz DVD followed where the rapper explained the death of his father due to drugs and his fight against diabetes. In 2007, Lil Boosie released BadAzz Mixtapes Volume 2 while together with Webbie he featured on the remix of A Wipe Me Down by rapper Fox. It was put on the Trill Entertainment compilation album Survival of the Fittest, which was released in 2007. In 2009, Lil Boosie released his second major album Superbad, The Return of Boosie BadAzz. Also in 2009, Lil Boosie presented his debut label BadAzz Entertainment. Lil Boosie released Thug Passion on his BadAzz Entertainment label in 2009. In 2010, Lil Boosie and C-Lock, his former CEO, released Unbreakable as a compilation CD. He released his fourth studio album, Incarcerated, on September 28 on Asylum Records. In October 2014, Boosie changed his stage name to Boosie BadAzz. And explained in a May 2015 interview with Noisy, "I got tired of just people, grown men, like, what up Lil Boosie? It should be Mr. You know, I'm Boosie BadAzz. I'm a dad, man. Just take the shit off." That's how I was feeling. Boosie BadAzz is just like, more people say badass when they see me than Boosie, so I just stuck with the Boosie BadAzz. In April 2014, Boosie announced that his sixth studio album Touchdown 2 Cause Hell would be released on July 15, 2014, but was later pushed back to September 23, 2014. The album would be delayed yet again, until he unveiled the track list and announced a May 26 release date on April 22, 2015. On October 30, 2014, Lil Boosie released his first mixtape since his release from prison titled Life After Death Row. Boosie BadAzz and C-Murder announced the Penitentiary Chances joint album on January 18, 2016. The project from the two Louisiana rappers was scheduled to be released April 15, 2016. On December 15, 2017, Boosie BadAzz released his seventh studio album Boopak. On November 22, 2018, Boosie BadAzz released Boosie Blues Cafe, and on March 29, 2019, released BadAzz 3.5. BadAzz Music Syndicate is a record label founded by Boosie BadAzz and Taquari TQ Hatch. While incarcerated, TQ suggested rebranding BadAzz Entertainment due to the many invalid artists and associates that began repping BadAzz Ent unbeknownst to Boosie. TQ felt there would be a need to re-establish the brand as a music company that would be able to sign artists in the future who were more diverse and even international. Thank you for watching, and kindly don't forget to subscribe. You may also like and share this video to family and friends.